Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 stocks for long-term investments. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Investing is one of the best methods to guarantee your financial future, and one of the best ways to invest is over a long period of time. With the market's ferocious comeback from the pandemic's bottom in March 2020, it may have been tempting to abandon a long-term strategy in favor of short-term gains. However, given the market's present high valuations, it's more crucial than ever to concentrate on long-term investing while sticking to your strategy. Today's investors have a variety of options for investing their money, and they may pick the level of risk they're ready to accept to reach their goals. You can choose between safe assets like a certificate of deposit (CD) and riskier investments like equities, stock mutual funds, or exchange-traded funds (ETFs). The top 10 stocks for long-term investing are as follows. Number 10. DaVita Inc. DaVita Inc. is a healthcare provider that specializes in kidney dialysis. DaVita Inc. has been owned by Berkshire Hathaway since 2011. It has increased in value from roughly $203 million in 2011 to $4.2 billion by September 2021. The fund hasn't sold or bought any shares in the company in the last 4 quarters. Gates Capital Management, a New York-based investment business, is a major shareholder in DaVita Inc., owning 1.4 million shares worth more than $174 million. DaVita Inc., like Visa Inc., Apple Inc., NASDAQ, and General Motors Company, is one of the stocks gaining top investors' attention. Number 9. The Kraft Heinz Company. Food and beverage goods are manufactured and sold by the Kraft Heinz Company. Investors have another long-term holding in the Kraft Heinz Company, according to historical statistics. It has been a part of the Berkshire portfolio since the third quarter of 2015. This stake's value has plummeted from $22.9 billion in 2015 to $11.9 billion by the end of the third quarter of 2021, in sharp contrast to other top holdings. Surprisingly, the fund still has the same number of shares in the company that it purchased in 2015, with 6.5 million shares worth more than $241 million. New York-based investment firm First Eagle Investment Management is the largest shareholder in the Kraft Heinz Company among the hedge funds being watched. Berkshire Hathaway highlighted a few stocks in its Q4 2020 investor letter, one of which was the Kraft Heinz Company. Number 8. U.S. Bancorp. U.S. Bancorp is a holding company for financial services. Berkshire Hathaway has owned a stake in U.S. Bancorp since the fourth quarter of 2010. According to securities filings, this investment has grown in value from $1.8 billion in 2010 to roughly $7.5 billion as of September 30, 2021. The fund has made minimal stake reductions in each of the last 4 quarters. U.S. Bancorp had 42 hedge funds with $8.39 billion in stakes at the end of the third quarter of 2021, up from 41 the previous quarter with $8.30 billion. Hedge funds are interested in growth and technology equities such as Visa Inc., Apple Inc., and General Motors Company. In addition to U.S. Bancorp, Mares & Power, an asset management firm, featured a few stocks in its Q4 2020 investor letter, one of which was U.S. Bancorp. Number 7. American Express Company. The American Express Company, NYSE, AXP, is a payments company. With small pauses, Warren Buffett's fund has kept a large interest in the payments company since the end of 2010, making it one of the most popular long-term assets of billionaires like him. This investment has grown in value from $6.5 billion in 2010 to $25 billion by the end of the third quarter of 2021. Since 2013, the fund has not reported any activity in relation to the stock. Fisher Asset Management, a Washington-based hedge fund, is a major shareholder in American Express Company, with 15.6 million shares worth more than $2.6 billion. ClearBridge Investments, an asset management firm, highlighted a few stocks in its Q2 2021 investor letter, with American Express Company being one of them. Number 6. Moody's Corporation. Moody's Corporation, or simply Moody's, is a commercial and financial services firm based in the United States. It is the parent business of Moody's Investors Service, MIS, an American credit rating agency, and Moody's Analytics, MA, a financial analytical software and services provider based in the United States. Berkshire Hathaway has owned Moody's Corporation since late 2010. According to regulatory records, the holdings' worth has climbed from $754 million in 2010 to $8.7 billion at the end of September 2021. Since 2010, the fund has not increased or decreased its position in the company, with the exception of slight declines in 2 quarters of 2013. Moody's Corporation had 58 hedge funds with $15 billion in stakes at the end of the third quarter of 2021, up from 44 in the previous quarter with $16 billion. Moody's Corporation is one of the stocks that hedge funds are purchasing with Visa Inc., Apple Inc., and General Motors Company. Barron Funds, an asset management firm, featured a few equities in its Q4 2020 investor letter, one of which was Moody's Corporation. Number 5. The Coca-Cola Company. Berkshire Hathaway's Coca-Cola Company is one of the company's largest holdings. Berkshire Hathaway has owned a stake in the company since 2010. According to the fund's historical portfolio, this investment has grown in value from $13 billion in 2010 to $22 billion at the end of September 2021. Most recently, in the second and third quarters of 2012, the fund saw new activity surrounding the stock. Arrow Street Capital, a Boston-based hedge fund, is a major shareholder in the Coca-Cola Company, owning 9.3 million shares worth more than $488 million. Number 4. Bank of America Corporation. Bank of America Corporation is a financial services and banking company. Berkshire Hathaway has owned a stake in Bank of America Corporation since 2017. According to public disclosures, this stake climbed in value from $17 billion in 2017 to $42 billion at the end of the third quarter of 2021. In the third quarter of 2020, the fund saw new activity surrounding the stock for the first time. 72 hedge funds held interests in Bank of America Corporation worth $46.4 billion at the end of the third quarter of 2021, down from 87 in the previous quarter worth $46.5 billion. Number 3. General Motors Company. The General Motors Company is a multinational automaker based in the United States. The corporation is headquartered in Detroit, Michigan, and is the largest vehicle manufacturer in the United States as well as one of the largest in the world. According to data provided by several websites, General Motors Company has been a part of the Berkshire portfolio since early 2012. In the second quarter of 2021, the fund cut its stakes in the company by more than 10%. The total value of the shareholding has risen from $256 million in 2012 to over $3 billion by September 2021. Harris Associates, a Chicago-based investment business, is a major shareholder in General Motors Company with 34 million shares worth more than $1.8 billion, making it one of the hedge funds being followed. Number 2. Apple Inc. Apple Inc. is a company based in Cupertino. Apple Inc., originally Apple Computer, Incorporated, is a California-based American multinational corporation that designs, develops, and sells consumer goods, computer software, and personal computers. Apple Computer, Inc. was formed on April 1, 1976, and is headquartered in Cupertino, California. Berkshire Hathaway's largest holding now is Apple. Since he first purchased the company, his ownership has climbed by more than 100%. The stake's worth has risen from $1 billion in 2016 to $125 billion by the end of 2021's third quarter. At the end of the third quarter of 2021, 120 hedge funds own $145 billion in Apple Inc., down from $146 billion in the previous quarter. Distillate Capital, an asset management firm, highlighted a few equities in its Q1 2021 investor letter, with Apple Inc. being one of them. Number 1. Visa Inc. Visa Inc., headquartered in Foster City, California, is an American international financial services firm. It supports electronic funds transfers all around the world, with Visa-branded credit cards, debit cards, and prepaid cards being the most frequent methods. Visa Inc. is another legendary investor's long-term stake. Berkshire Hathaway has owned a stake in the company since 2011, according to 13 Efts filings. This investment has grown in value from $196 million in 2011 to $2 billion as of September 30, 2021. In the third quarter, the fund cut its holdings in the company by more than 4% compared to the second quarter's reports. 143 hedge funds held interests in Visa Inc., worth $26 billion at the end of the third quarter of 2021, down from 162 in the previous quarter, worth $27 billion. ClearBridge Investments, an asset management firm, featured a few stocks in its Q1 2021 investor letter, and Visa Inc. was one of them. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.